This is a perfect LEGO set. The System Bionicle playsets, oh, they had it all. Brilliant play features, incredible designs, and a ton of minifigures. And this set does things that other Bionicle sets just could not accomplish. Let's check out this incredible set, as well as some of its amazing pieces too. I'll show you why this set is easily in my top 5 favorite Bionicle sets. It's so good. Let's check it out. You get so much in this legendary set. You get a gigantic gateway with towers, walls, catapults, all sorts of stuff. You even get a small horde of minifigure scale Visorak, which, by the way, do glow in the dark. You also get the Toa shrunk down into little minifigure scale characters, and you get a gold Visorak, which is the standard size of your average Visorak, but now it feels giant amongst these minifigures. All of this would have cost you only $80 back in 2005. Isn't that wild? So sure, this set is visually very impressive. And it's great fun to see the amazing balance of system pieces mixed in with Bionicle parts. Yeah, whether it's little simple things like these spiked blades protecting the walls, or even these Kitorange Mata heads looking like decorative statues. And we've even got Vakama's fire sword, which now looks a little bit more like a large beacon of fire. It's stuff like this that makes me wish that Bionicle was still alive and well today. Can you imagine how good system sets would look if they continued to blend in Bionicle pieces? That would have been a sight to behold. So sure, hey, this set is dope. But mate, the play features in this set, oh baby. A favourite of mine has to be this retractable bridge. It's a simple little design, but very effective. And I always enjoyed leaving Visorak on the bridge and then just having them fall into the void as it closes up. Just next door to this, down below, we have these hidden blades that can be launched out to repel the Visorak. The mechanism to launch them is at the back of the gate, but I tell you what, it's very satisfying to play with. The door to the gateway can be swung open as well. And dude, shout out to this brilliant mask gateway. It's a gigantic piece. But I don't know, it's so sick seeing mask designs integrated into the architecture of Metru Nui. You'll also see that up above here we have another Ratuka spinner, and it glows in the dark. Launching it out, even with just a little gentle pull of the ripcord, almost always causes it to fall directly down into the entrance of the gate. There's a pretty sweet level of consistency with this. It's just a lot of fun. So already I've shown you a ton of play features, and that's just the gateway. If we move over to the walls, you'll see that there's plenty more. Yeah, we've got these catapults that launch flaming boulders. And once again, it's fairly easy for you to launch these directly down into the Visorak hordes, and you can deliver a pretty quick and decisive blow to these invading forces. And then we've got the walls. Pushing down on the walls is going to cause a boulder to roll down and flatten the Visorak. But that's not all that this can do. If a Visorak manages to climb up the walls and get on top, you can push down on the wall and it causes them to fall back down. Hey, a 2-for-1 play feature? I love it. There's so much packed into this, man. The only downgrade though is that when we flip this around and look into the interior, well, there's not much of an interior, it's kind of empty. There's basically nothing going on the inside, which you would not see in a modern LEGO set. Yeah, but this is kind of a staple of LEGO sets from the early 2000s, and I believe this was done deliberately. It encouraged you to build your own interior. You could get creative, which is a good sentiment. We do have a few more play features outside of the gateway. The Golden Visorak, for example, has its traditional pincer bite mechanic when you press down on the back. But unlike some of the other Visorak sets, this one has another feature. Down below is a mechanism that lets you load in some of the smaller Visorak. And then with a little flick of the mechanism, you can launch the Visorak forward. I love that. And this is a great way too to have them easily scale the walls by just directly launching them up. The tiny Visorak also have a little jumping ability. Pressing down on their back allows them to launch forward, whether that's to knock down a Toa, or if you want to use this to have them scale the walls. Sadly, the Toa, they don't really come with any play features. They're just static characters that can't move at all. They do look pretty accurate, which is nice, but yeah, it's a shame that they can't move. You know, unlike future waves of System Bionicle playsets where the characters had actually quite a lot of movement. Ah well, still, they look cool. Look dude, this set is amazing. There's so much packed into it and all of these play features. I am in heaven. You know, this LEGO set accomplishes something that no other Bionicle set was able to do. It lets you play out a gigantic battle. Sure, you could buy 6 Toa and 6 Visorak, and that could be your own little battle. But doing so is going to require you to buy at least 12 sets, which will not be cheap. Instead, you get all of these characters to play with, and you get the landscape for them to battle on, which you wouldn't have had if you bought those 12 sets before. And hey, now that the Bionicle characters are in scale with system pieces, you could continue to build onto this set, you could expand it further. There's a lot of possibilities here. And see, that was the beauty of these System Bionicle playsets. It brought the wonderful world of Bionicle to life. Now you could finally build, see, and play within the epic world of Metru Nui. That was really special. But let's take a moment to appreciate all of the excellent pieces in this set. Let's see how you can use them in your own creations. We gotta start off with this giant mask, cause dude, it's so cool. A builder by the name of Scott Wellham has taken this and turned it into a sick space rover. Man, you can barely tell that this piece was once a mask. This has totally transformed it. This is awesome. Also included in this set are a ton of these stickered 4x6 plates. Patron has used these pieces almost as like books, or perhaps they're like ancient texts or some sort of historic artifact with writing on it. Hey, if you're making a little archaeologist character, then this piece is a must-have. The perfect little accessory. Also included is a gold Visorak torso piece. A builder by the name of Dirty Dan Richards has used this piece actually in a few ways, whether it's torso armor or to kind of buff up this arm design with some beautiful looking armor. How good's that? Also included in the set are these climbing claws. Jox Builds uses them as, well, shoulder armor on Umbra. Now, if you remember, the original set used them kind of more in a flat way, just kind of placing them on the side. But I like how they're angled up a little bit more. It makes it feel a bit more dynamic. It's good, really good. And hey, actually, a fun piece that comes in this set is this rubber band holder. Now, back in the day when LEGO included rubber bands in sets, they weren't in a little cardboard box like they are today. Instead, they were attached to these pieces. It just made it easier so you wouldn't lose them. But as you can see, they do have a few Technic connections on them, so yeah, you can build with them. It's basically a LEGO piece. So what could we do with this? Obsessionist shows us that, hey, it makes a pretty sweet window design. We've got this rogue peacock getting ready to assassinate this dude who's sleeping inside this tower. And the window on this castle wall, well, it looks quite snazzy when you decorate the edges with these pieces. Sensational. On top of all of this, we get these silver Visorak fangs. Old mate Fu Min uses them for spiked legs on a spider-inspired character. It's awfully creepy and quite monstrous, isn't it? This rocks. There's a lot of good stuff in this gold Visorak. We also have some dark blue mutter legs. Garlic Bonks uses them for a skinny arm design on a revamp of Krekker. So hey, if you're looking for a kind of thin arm design, then this is the piece for you. This is perfect. Now, what about those Toa minifigs? Well, Ben Brixen cleverly uses them as action figures. If you want something for your Toa or your Matoran to play with, this is perfect. If not, there could be some sort of ornate carved statue, a little art piece, if you will. However you plan on using them, they look awesome. And finally, what about the weapons that are used on these minifigures? Because there is a nice variety of them, they are cool parts. How could you use them? A builder called Burning Blade Storm has shown us how. I mean, this sick looking throwing axe is perfectly paired with that nice little silver part on top. Look at that, you get yourself a sweet looking design that just has that little bit of extra detail. So if you're looking to add in some little finer, nice touches, use these pieces. And that is some of the best parts that come in this set. Now, normally I use this part of the video to showcase a revamp of the set, but mate, you cannot perfect perfection. This set is already peak, but we can look at a mock that revamps the gold Visorak. Now it's supersized. This is by Ferox Journey and they've done a great job. What I love about this is that it is a way bigger design than your average Visorak. So you can see here, the eyes. They're using this dark red foot piece. And that's the typical foot piece that you see on any of the Visorak. And that gives you an idea of just how big this guy is. And that's great too, right? In the original set, the Visorak is giant amongst the minifigures. Now, this is giant amongst your everyday Toa and Matoran. That's so cool. The back area here might just be my favorite part. That gold wheel in the center, and then wrapping it up with some of these gold CCBS torso pieces. It's such a good way of replicating the kind of disc area that you see on the back of your everyday Visorak. And overall, just the shaping on this is so delightful. It's very pretty, it's very compact, it's everything you want to see. I love this. And I love this set. I had hours of fun playing with this as a kid, and it's so nice to have it rebuilt today. Peak Bionicle right here. Now, if you want a little bit more inspiration and a few more ideas for your future Bionicle creations, be sure to take a look at the links below. There you can find links to all of the builders that I featured today. Thank you for watching, guys. Happy building, and bye for now. See, if this was how the new Bionicle looked in, I don't know, 2026, I'd be down.